Alright, here we are back for what's going to be the last match of the night. We have again won the die roll. We will again choose to play first. And this seems fine. We can preordain on 1, intuition on 2, for show and tell probably. Cast show and tell on 3, cast sneak attack on 4 if it doesn't resolve. There's a lot of things our opponent can do that mess with that plan, but lands in a cantrip plus your combo. I'm not sure what more you could ask for. Probably a spell pierce. Okay, force is a good one, I think. If we keep both of these, we can sneak attack with force backup, which is probably good. That loses to a Thoughtseize on my Gristlebrand. Yeah, we'll keep these. I don't think there's any reason to play Petal yet. Alright, so no Thoughtseize there is good. He could have him this turn, though. But if he's playing a him deck, he probably doesn't have a counterspell here. I think we're going to just try it. Alright. Easy game. I think it's almost always right to fetch a basic first. So that's why I got this island. You don't want to get wastelanded. It can put you really far back, and this deck obviously really needs its lands. So if you had a Caracas or something, only having 1 red mana would stink, and we will happily force this. It also stinks that we're going to use our land drop to get a red mana, so if we Gristlebrand into Emrakul, we're also going to have to hit a Lotus Petal. But I guess when you are Gristlebranding, you can't complain much. Nope, he didn't even want to see what happened. Alright, we're playing against a him deck. We're going to play against these ley lines, and you can see how they either win you games if they're in your opening hand or lose you games when you draw them. He is playing blue lands, so Red Blast might be good. But when you're boarding in ley lines, I mean, you can't really board in 6 cards a lot of the time. So we're going to do the typical board out a Petal and Emrakul. Although Petal's a lot better when they aren't running a lot of counter spells, because you can go for it very early. Might be running Extraction. Might rather have that Petal than a Preordain, although cantrips are very good against discard spells, so we're going to assume that most of his disruption is discard and just go like this. Yeah. Alright, easy game. We will not be mulliganing. Having 2 fatties in this hand is not great. Fortunately, we can brainstorm one of them away, unless he has a counter spell. If he's playing Bug, which is what it looks like, he probably doesn't have spell pierces. Well, at least if he's playing like the Shardless Bug deck. I guess he could be playing Bug Delver, and then he might have spell pierces. If he's playing Bug Delver, he could also have Stifles and Wastelands. So I am just going to go ahead and fetch, I think. Yeah. Okay, so now ways we lose this game are, well, yeah, fast clock is good. I was going to say if he pulses our ley line and then like double hymns us or something, or if he gets a fast clock, or if he has double force. That's a fine draw. Okay, we are snap putting back this ley line. And we're going to put back one of our two fatties. He's going to be beating us down, so we're probably going to get to the point where we can only draw 7 here. Meanwhile, he's going to play a land and probably another creature. So Emrakul might not cut it. Forcing him to sack his board and him keeping a Tarmogoyf is not the greatest. Maybe I keep both of them in my hand? I don't think that's right, though. I'm going to put back Emrakul. And while I would like to be able to get another basic here, I think we're going to need double red because we're going to want to sneak attack and activate it in the same turn. So we're just going to cross our fingers and hope to not get wastelanded. Alright, so he's probably playing Delver. Getting that Daze out of his hand is a fine use for Ponder. Okay, that's quite the clock he has over there. I think we're going to brainstorm now or at the end of his turn, because we really want to find a Sol Ring land. I don't think there's any reason to wait. Okay. So we're going to take 6, go to 9, take 6, go to 3. And then we're going to be able to flash this into block 1, go to 10, and this will put us to 7. So we're not even going to draw off this. So it seems like choosing this over Emrakul was very poor. But if he had gone like land Shardless Agent there, which we now know he is not playing, or land Tarmogoyf Delver, we'd be in a different spot. Okay. We're gonna have to, I think we want both sneak attacks, because next turn we're gonna have to play one into Daze or Spell Pierce. So we want to have on the subsequent turn as well. We want all of these lands. So I think we're gonna put back a Spell Pierce. Ugh. I guess we're gonna put back a land and just draw that land. I'm not sure that's a winning strategy, but I think it's all we've got. And there's a Delver. So if he flips this Delver, we lose. We likely lose anyway. So he's hoping to hit a Daze here, or a Force. He found a Force. Okay. So we are dead. I guess, oh, we were dead anyway because we put an enchantment in the graveyard. Yeah, I'm not sure what we could have done differently there. So, Bug, this actually doesn't do a lot against Bug, or not Bug, but Bug Delver, because usually they only have Hymns. Sometimes they have a couple of Thoughtseize. That's still something, I guess. Red Blast kills Delver. So Red Blast might be better than Spell Pierce in that in that regard. No, but Spell Pierce counters him. Might like cut a Preordain for a Red Blast. Sure. We'll take the play. This seems fine. It would have been nice to have a ley line, but we're not going to mulligan for it or anything. Okay. So the question is, do we want that sneak attack? And I think the answer is no, we do not. We have to find a fatty and a blue card. We have a sneak attack anyway. I guess that's fine. If we draw a fatty, we can sneak attack with force backup because we have these two Lotus Petals. And we're probably going to get hemmed, which I think we just let happen. Oh, there's a Tarmogoyf. Yep. We don't want him to have a clock against us, but we're certainly not going to counter it. I don't think we fetch here. We could draw, if we draw two cantrips, we're going to want to have two fetch lands. So, and there is one. Okay. We don't care if this gets days because we can just pay it and then play our other. So we're going to put back a sneak attack and a Lotus Petal. Okay, so this deck does run Wasteland. So I'm tempted to get an island. I think that's fine because we've got two red sources here for our sneak attack turn. And we are going to play this before we ponder. No use walking into days if we don't have to. Okay, there's our worthless ley line. We don't want any of these cards, we're just going to shuffle. And we have a Grizzlebrand. Okay, I'm actually going to play this Petal now. That lets us Spell Pierce around days. It's possible that I should have fetched on my turn to play around Stifle, but since I'm getting a Volcanic with this anyway, that doesn't play around Wasteland. I guess I could have got Basic Mountain, but I wanted to keep up the option to Spell Pierce. Red Blast is a fine card to draw there. So we're going to cast Show and Tell, and we've got two counter spells as backup. Alright, forcing right out of the gate is good for us because that means he probably doesn't have another counterspell. unless it is also a force. I thought about forcing first because that plays around days, but if we had done that, he could have dazed anyway. I think it comes out being the same. Let's force it well. No, he's got another daze or a spell pierce. Okay, brainstorm. That's much better. He could still hit a force or a daze, so he is very alive. Storm count is 6. Ah, you got it. Alright, well. Okay, so if I had forced first, what would that have accomplished? Okay, yeah, we're just dead. Striking show and tell. So if I had forced first, I would have had a mana left to pay for his daze, but I still lose to the same combination of cards. I just lose with a Red Blast in my hand. Which I guess is still better, because then I have a Red Blast in my hand. But if he doesn't have a daze, it's better to Red Blast first, because I don't have to get rid of 2 blue cards to counter. You could definitely make an argument that I made a mistake there. And if you make that argument, I'd be happy to hear it. I'm not sure how we're getting out of this. I think we are not, because, yeah, we're not going to be able to fetch. He's got us on a 2-turn clock if we fetch. Show and tell wasn't out, but he took that from us. Yep. So we lost this one. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I know I made a lot of mistakes, but I think I saw most of them right after I made them. So this was definitely informative to me. Hopefully it was to you too. Let me know in the comment section if I need to do anything different, and thanks a lot for